This
happy,
conference will
absolutely.
now be
It is a
recorded.
relative. It is a relative term, basically, because some of us want money whereas others might be looking for love, respect, while for me, I personally call it contentment. So anyone can be happiest, but only thing is you have to look for that happiness in the right place. You cannot find in the dark places this happiness. In the dark corners, you cannot look for happiness. There is no set curriculum actually for me to teach you how to be happy. But then today, there is no shortage of students also who are so depressed, so stressed, so burned out. So there is a need basically to get a guru or a sadguru or a teacher or a motivational speaker to make you learn how to be happy. Now, when I was telling you that it is a relative term, let me give you a small story. There were two men in a jail, actually, in a prison. One of them was happy, not very happy, I would say, but he was happy. The other was very sad. Now, this happy person asked this sad person, why are you sad? He says, why are you happy? We are in a... Yes, Vijay?
मैम your
Yes?
voice is basically
Yes?
आपकी आवाज
Hello?
कट हो रही है बार-बार.
Your voice is breaking.
Voice is
My voice
breaking.
Voice is breaking.
cracking?
Yeah.
Breaking. Yes. ma'am.
Okay.
Breaking.
Am I audible now? Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Audible.
Am I audible now? Okay. So I was telling you this story, this small story. Should I speak in English or Hindi? First tell me. Is English okay or या मैं हिंदी में बात करूं?
English, ma'am. English.
English. Okay, right. So I was telling you a story of two men. Both of them are in a prison actually. दोनों जेल में हैं. One person is happy, the other one is sad. Environment is same. They are in a jail. They are getting, they are in that dark cell, but still one of them is happy, the other is sad. You know why? So the reason being, this happy man is asking the sad man that why are you sad? That sad person tells, I am coming from a full free life. I was free. I was roaming free. I was free, and then I committed a certain robbery, and then see, I am here jailed. I am not free to do anything now. So why should I be happy? I am so sad. But I am so surprised. Now this sad guy is asking this happy guy, what makes you happy? He says, I'm on a 14 years jail, actually, imprisonment. Last 7 years, I was in a prison which was different, which was not good. It had no, I was to stay alone. मैं अकेला रहता था अपने cell में. और अब मेरा transfer, now I have been transferred to this cell where I think it is better. The surroundings are better, and then I have view. So I feel it is good for me. So that is why happiness is never absolute. You cannot be in a bliss or a joyful mood in one situation. Everybody has a different level of contentment, or they have a different measure for happiness, I would say. So, guys, happiness, there are many ways to describe, but only those who are happy knows what it is being happy. I know everybody has been through that situation, through that phase. When we all have been in 100% bliss, 100% joyful. but feel so scared that we basically get into a gloomy mood. A minute state in seconds or in few minutes. We have lived 30, 40 years of our life in this attitude, in this behavior, in this nature. This cannot change overnight. You cannot change your mentality. So now, see, we have had so much, we have been educated, we are earning, and we are all belonging to good families. We have a good roof, we have good food to eat. But still, we need that moment. We need that knack. We need a kick to be happy. Either we need good food, हमें मजा आना चाहिए हर चीज में, और हमें अच्छे कपड़े चाहिए. We need good clothes to wear, or we need a good company, or means anything. And we need something. We need a reason to be happy. Why do we all need a reason to be happy now? Go back to your childhood days. अपना बचपन याद कीजिए. We were happy. We got up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning to go to schools, but we were happy. We used to think about the school. We used to think about our classmates. Even used to think about the food, the tiffin that our parents will be making. And we were so happy with these small, small, small things. And that there was a phrase that there were badi badi khushiyan thi un choti choti baaton mein. Aur aaj we have all the luxuries, we have all the comforts, everything we have today, right? But are you happy? So see, the childhood and the adulthood that we are going through, there is a reversal. There's a reversal of this feeling. We were all so very happy in our childhood, and we were to be given a reason to be unhappy. एक reason चाहिए था unhappy होने के लिए. और आज हम पूरा दिन इतनी मेहनत करते हैं. We work so hard for ourselves, for our families, for our children. Probably most of us are pursuing our passion, teaching. You all wanted to be teachers. You all wanted to be faculties. You are. But are you happy with doing what you are doing now? I'm not sure what the answer would be. But what I can say is, still at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, when we are actually getting off from our work, we want a reason to go back and be happy, like we were not happy throughout the day. Have you ever pondered on this? Have you ever thought about it? That we have been postponing our happiness hour by hour, day by day, month by month, year by year, and we have lost so much of time in this pursuit of happiness. We are not sure tomorrow will be there for us or not. Even today evening, I'm not sure. Still, I want to postpone it for a longer duration. I just want to accomplish my goals. Perhaps I want to be the CEO of a company. I want to own an Audi, or I want to marry a rich girlfriend, or I want my kids to settle. So the thing is, we will never be able to reach our goal of happiness. We have to develop the measure of contentment if all we have to live now. We cannot delay it anymore. Do you remember the before Corona times? Were you happy then or now? And what did you think some 10 months before? That, oh, this year I'll be reaching my aim. I'll be securing a very good job, or I'll be buying a very big house. But did you ever think of this pandemic that will kill your dreams even to go out and shop or eat? So guys, I'm not here to make you happy by my presentation. It's only your attitude towards life which can give you some sunshine, some light in the dark, some hope in the despair, some colors in your monochrome life. Attitude cannot develop in a day. Nature does not build up for a particular situation. Classrooms cannot infuse positivity. Teachers or gurus cannot inject happiness. It is synthetic. It has to be created. The recipe to be happy inwardly is to understand that our being sad, stressed, jealous, anger, tears, competition is not going to affect anyone. If you're anxious, will it affect your wife, or will it affect your children, or will it affect your boss, or will it affect your
हेलो हेलो ज्योति मैम, आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो गई
neighbors?
है।
No. Hence,
मैम आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो गई है।
friends, look for good with a good heart. Yes, Vijay, yes.
मैम आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही है, थोड़ा सा लोकेशन
Is it audible now?
या इट्स ऑडिबल, बट थोड़ा सा लोकेशन चेंज कर लो मैम, इफ इट इज पॉसिबल।
Okay, sure, I can.
या
Sure, sure. Okay, is it audible now?
यस मैम।
Is it audible now?
या
Can you change the slide, please? Vijay, change the slide. Okay, what can you see in this picture? You can see somebody is after that happiness. Like, we all look for happiness outside our being. हमारे पास तो कुछ है नहीं ना, ना हमारे अंदर है, ना हमारे हाथ में है जैसे, और हम कहाँ ढूंढते हैं? बाहर ढूंढते हैं. We always look for happiness outside. Okay, let me break this now the lecture thing. Supposing, I'll tell you one thing. There was a couple, and the wife says to the husband that, see, today I'm going to cook sambar. So the husband says, okay, you cook it first, and then I will give the name giving afterwards. So the thing is, why we have to decide what we have to do? We cannot decide everything. Apart from your official capacity, apart from your responsibilities, you have not to decide now or today for your family what is to be done. Let it go with the flow. We all have breakfast, we all have lunch, we have roti, dal, and then in the dinner we have again some chawal and dal. But still, to break that monotony, we need a pizza or a pasta or desserts, because all we want in life is that maza. Maza nahi aaya, right? Even if we dress up, and even if we are at our best in dressing, what do we want? The mirror, it is telling me I am looking good, I am beautiful, but still I want that my family or my friends or my colleagues or my wife should declare that, that I am looking beautiful, or I'm looking smart, I'm looking glorious, glamorous. Why is it that we always look for that happiness from outside? Why not from inside? Why not we cannot decide that, yes, this is what I want to look like, this is what I want to eat, this is how I want to live? We keep on constantly hearing people. We hear the gossips, we hear the conscious things that are being said to us. We also hear the unconscious talks that are going against us or for us. Without even hearing, when we see two people eyeing at us and talking, we always come to the conclusion that they are not talking good about us. So half of the unhappiness state that we are in people now is because of our perceptions. Perceptions are the misunderstandings actually, which create that fear, that enmity in us. It gives birth to the unseen, unfelt unrealities, basically, not the realities, I would say. It gives birth to the unseen, unfelt unrealities, and which pains to the core, जो हमें दुख देता है इतने अंदर तक. I would like to share a story here with you about perceptions. That there was a father with 3 children traveling in a train. There was a father who was traveling with 3 children in the train, and they were sitting in the compartment, and there was this beautiful young lady who was also sharing the compartment. They were to travel for say 30 minutes, and the children, you know how children are, so happy, unlike us, the adults. They're always so happy. Even if they're hungry, they are happy. Even if they are not at their best in dressing, they are so happy. So they were those children who were happy in every state, and these 3 children were basically playing around and making sounds, and they were joyful. And this lady who was busy with her mobile, she was getting so frustrated with the happiness, with those joyful sounds of the children. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and she had no patience anymore. So she tells this father, see, these children are so very indisciplined. Can you make them go shut? Can you quieten them up? You know, I am busy with my phone. So this father, he's quiet. He's still quiet, and he does not order his children to be quiet. After 5 minutes again, this lady shouts at the top of her voice and again commands this father that, will you shut them down or you need to get down? So this father slowly goes closer to that woman and tells her, see, my children just lost their mother. We are coming from the hospital. She had cancer. I lost my wife and they lost their mother. But I have not confided, I have not yet shared this news with the children. So this travel till my home, let it be joyful for them, because then the body will come. Then they'll get to know that their mother is no more. They'll get to know there is nobody to cook now. There's nobody to love them now. So I beg you, I'm so sorry, but I beg you to give them that 20 minutes of happiness, that joy. So this lady was so very hurt. She was so repentful. She resented that why did she shout in that way? Why was she doing this? Just because she was not in a happy space, just because she perceived, her perception was that why are they so happy? So friends, there are these small and big perceptions about life, about friends, about colleagues, about neighbors, that we make ourselves so uncomfortable, so unhappy. So we should have some positive perceptions if we want our life to be happier, if we want it to be healthier. And then I cannot forget to mention this story that once in my childhood, my best friend bought a pink cycle. You know, it was a bicycle, pink in color. And I just want to share some nice little, incidents that happened with me, and how when I remind myself of those small things that made me happy. Today also, at any point, in any pain, in any despair, in any tensions, I just recall them. And then I get that smile on my lips, that happier look on my face, that contentment in my heart. Yes, I am happy. So this, my best friend had a pink bicycle and I really envied her a lot. But one day she said, okay, it's your birthday and I'm ready to give this bicycle to you for one day. I was so very happy. I was so very happy the day that cycle was handed to me. Throughout the day, I rode that bicycle up and down the roads and I was so happy. I'm wiping it out clean. And in the evening, it was late evening actually, when I realized that I will have to give this bicycle back to my friend. My happiness started fading off. Suddenly, I forgot those 10 hours which I gave myself, the contentment which I had riding that bicycle, the happiness that I had when my best friend shared her most possessed treasure or possession, I was so happy. See, I have a friend like her. See, because I am good. And see, her bicycle, I have it. And I'm able to ride it now. It was late evening. It was night. My friend never came back that day. She never came back the next day. And the bicycle was with me, but I was not happy. Just because I was waiting for her to come back. My heart told me that, this bicycle will go. I did not ride it the full day. I could not enjoy the ride anymore just because I thought I'll lose it. So, friends, this sense of loss should not make you unhappy. You have got one life. You are healthy. You are earning. You have food. You have family. Why this sense of loss? Or why this sentiment of losing should make you unhappy? It should not. My bicycle is the life that I'm given now. I'm blessed with this life by my Almighty. I know one day I'll lose this life. I know one day I leave this world. One day I will lose my parents, and one day I'll lose my husband. One day I will not belong here. But why I am so stressed? Why I am not happy now? Just because I'm thinking of tomorrow? That is why everybody says live. But I would say live in now. Now. Your present is now. The breaths that you are taking, it is now that with each breath you thank the Almighty for the things that you have been blessed with. You should have gratitude, not for that 99% things that you are not having, but for that 1% treasure that you have, for that 1% thing that you have. You can count that. Please think in your mind, even if you are the unhappiest guy you think, or the unhappiest person you think you are, just think that one thing that still makes you happy, that you still can hold close to your heart. Most of us are not, means we are not basically unhappy because we do not have anything. We are unhappy because our neighbor or our friend or my colleague, my colleague got a promotion, so I am unhappy. Oh, I have already been promoted, but still, because this year I didn't get a promotion and nor I was intended to get one, and my other colleague or a friend got a promotion, I am unhappy. Oh, see, she got a promotion. Oh, my next door neighbor, he bought a new car. Or see, they are going to party. Today they are going for dining out. Don't you think we all are unhappy because of others? Not because of ourselves most of the times. And there was this story which I remember, my those grandparents' stories which we used to listen. Are you with me, guys? Because I just keep on going with the flow. So there was this king, and he was going with his minister, and they were, doing a tour of the kingdom. They were going round and round, and this king, he had loads of things going on about his kingdom. He had so many pressures, so many things to do, and they were going with this. The king was going with his minister, and there they saw one person, and he had a beautiful wife and 2 children. They were all flying kite, and they were being so happy. So the king was so envious. He asked his minister, why are they so happy? So he says, I am not sure why they are so happy, but I can give you the answer in about, say, 15 days. Says, how? The minister says, I would want 99 gold coins from you, sir. King, I want 99 gold coins from you. So the king says, okay, these 99 gold coins can get me the reason for their happiness, I'm ready to part with these 99 gold coins. And if you give me the reason, you get these 99 gold coins. He says, okay, give me now. So what this minister does, he takes that bag of 99 gold coins and places the coins outside the house of this man. So when the man wakes up in the morning and he finds this bag full of gold coins, he is so, what do you say? He would be, what would you be? You would be happy, no? Lottery lag gayi na? As if money can buy everything. Okay, right. Money can actually, let us be very real. Money is important. It is very important. Then comes the rest of the things in today's world. So let's come back to those 99 gold coins, guys. So these 99 gold coins, and this man is counting, and these coins are 99. He says, no, I'm wrong. Perhaps I have not counted it right. These should be 100. Nobody can give 99. So he starts again counting 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it is 99 again. Then he basically requests his wife, okay, can you count these coins? So the lady starts counting and it is 99. The son counts, it is 99. And the girl counts, it is still 99. So he says, keep these 99 coins and do not spend any coin because we have to make it 100. And the wife obeys. She's an obedient wife, because she was happy also. She was content at that time. So she keeps those 99 coins in the locker. They hide it somewhere in the room. And this man goes out now. Earlier, he was working for 6 hours. Now he starts working for 10 hours a day because he has to earn that 100th gold coin. 100 पूरे करने हैं उसको, सेंचुरी, है ना? हम सेंचुरी के चक्कर में तो हर रोज अपना तबाह कर लेते हैं, हम हर रोज अपना गवा देते हैं. So this man goes out, is working for 10 hours. The wife is now missing that fun, that joyfulness. And she thinks, oh, my husband is so busy. Now let me take those 2 gold coins out. Only I will take 2 and I'll go and do some shopping. So she steals that actually. She steals those 2 gold coins from the husband's locker. She goes out, does some shopping, comes back. This man has the habit of counting the coins every night. So he comes back at 10 o'clock in the night, starts counting, and now the count is 97. Oh, horrible. He's so sad, so angry. Who has taken my 2 gold coins? See, the coins did not belong to him. But now it is his, and now he's working to earn that 100th coin. And the wife is going shopping. So the wife says, okay, see, while you were away, I was getting really, really bored. And I took those 2 gold coins. And 2 is okay, So he says, no, not 2. 2 is too much. Now I have to earn 3 to make it 100. The next day, sorry, one of the son takes another 1 gold coin from this. So see, the struggle is now for 4 gold coins. After 15th day, the king is again going around his kingdom and he comes across that house and he sees the man is so tired, in despair, unhappy, sad. The wife is gloomy. The children, they are not happy as well. So he asks his minister, what did you do? He says, see, they have entered the 99th club. So do you see what actually lies in our happiness state? The contentment does not come that easy, that soon. Vijay, can you proceed to the next slide? I'm sorry, I'm just going on and on with my stories. Can you? Okay, thank you so much. So I told you many people are so poor that all they have is money. Yes, money is important. It does bring happiness, but can you win your friend back by that money? Don't tell me about those fair weather friends. Tell me about that real friend, your childhood friend, whom you just lost because you were too busy making money. You just did not contact him. He needed you. There was a time when he really needed you. He called you, but you could not even take his call. You would feel if tomorrow was your last day to breathe. Would you really want to make more money? Or would you want more friends, more social circle? Would you want to live your passion? Next slide, please, Vijay. So I told you already that happiness is synthetic. You can create it or you cannot create it. If you want a happiness that should last through every second of your life, through every breath of your life, you have to make it a habit not to think of negative things, not to let negative people hurt you, not to have those jealous people around you. Your thoughts should not wander to the negative situations. It should always ponder in the right and the positive situations. Now, when we say people are happy, these Sadguru kinds, basically they have honed their skills. They have made it a habit to be happy day in and day out, not in a particular situation, not when they have basically shopped something really good, not when they have earned something really well. So you should know how to drive pleasure of your present situation. Not alone the pizzas and the pastas, not alone the mazza can make you happy. I know I have a very diverse audience here connected with me now. I want you to just give yourself 5 minutes and jot down in the notepad that you have here or on a piece of paper that what are the things or what are your perceptions that make you unhappy. Does competition scare you? Does your being not having more friends scare you? Does having less money tense you? Or you are in a habit of thinking about future, saving about future, living in the future? What are those things actually you think you know that makes you unhappy? The things that you want to change today. Yes, don't waste another second. Do not waste another day. Corona times, we lost so many. We lost so much. Many of us lost jobs. Many of us lost lives. You cannot go back 10 months in time. Can you? You cannot. You cannot reverse these Corona times. You have to live in this time and still be happy. Now there's a Japanese concept, friends, and it's a proven formula to be happy if you will search on the net. They say that there are 4 components that actually can make you happy. There's a reason for being if you have. You need to have a purpose for your being, which is known as Ikigai. This is a Japanese concept. The first component that they think is you should have something you love. Now it can be abstract thing or it can be like a dancing, drawing, reading, singing, anything, the thing that you love doing, not with others, not before others, by yourself. You are alone, but still there should be something that should make you happy. You do not have to look outside the window. You do not have to look outside the door. You just have to look within. Okay, I love singing. Let me sing. Oh, I love dancing. Let me dance. Oh, I love reading. Let me read. And this is a treasure that you give yourself because you are not driving the happiness from any external resource. You're drawing it from within, because if you do not love reading, any amount of good stories cannot make you happy. Any amount of high priced books cannot give you happiness. So this is known as the flow state, guys, when you are alone and you satisfy yourself with the things you love. The second thing that the formula says that can give you reason for your being or for your being happy, something that the world needs. You want that you should be appreciated, basically. And for that appreciation, you should have that skill or that talent in you. So you should have something that the world needs, that your friend needs, that your neighbors need, that your country needs, that your family needs. We are all hardwired to be felt wanted, are we not? We are so happy when somebody tells us, okay, can you do this for us? And we do it for them, and they say, oh, so very thank you. You made my day. You have saved me. You have made my life. So that has a visibly positive effect on ourselves, on our inner happiness. The third component that can add to your happiness is something you can be paid well for. Yes, money, I told you that's the reality of life. You need money. Let's be real. To buy a roof over your heads, or to buy good food, or buy good clothes. So you are a programmer, or you are a hardware engineer. Why? Because you basically got educated. You got that skill just because you wanted to earn well, so that you are paid well and your life is full of luxury, comforts. And the last and the fourth component which can keep you happy, guys, is something you are good at. Yes, you might be an inspirational speaker, but to become an inspirational speaker, or to become an engineer, or to become a software testing engineer, you really need to put your time and effort to excel in that skill. So if you have something you love, or something that the world needs that you have, something that you can be well paid for, something you are good at, these four components can impart you happiness. So I think, Vijay, can you switch to the next slide, please? Worry, I told you, worry is not something which is good for our health, for our lives, not for our family. So now you have to find out what is happiness for you guys. Your kids are your happiness, or your hobby is your happiness, or art is your happiness, family is your happiness. Whatever your happiness may lie in, these are all external resources or sources. I would want you to be the powerhouse of your happiness. Create one for yourself, friends. Should not peep out, should not look out, should not wait for anybody. No amount of waiting for any opportunity would be worth your happiness. Can we have the next slide, Vijay? Yes, I think I've already taken this. These are some slides, But what I feel, if I am not happy, how can I impart happiness? I cannot teach you something which I'm not good at. So believe me, I might be having 8 hours of a life at my work where I might not be comfortable. I would not say I'm not happy, but I get that happiness. I tell myself, no, you are good. You cannot be sad just because somebody is trying to hurt you by their actions. No, they are not good enough to reach my inner core, to reach my happiness. They are not worth me. They are not worth my time. That does not mean I go and hurt them right and left. No, I just keep quiet. But I do not let the things affect me. I go home. I'm the happiest person. I lived those 8 hours. I was still happy in those extreme conditions. I have my family. But then, after giving them the things that they need, I find the time for the activity that I love. I love to read. I find time for myself. I find time to be with myself. I love to sit alone, to think about me, myself. Now, in the present situation, not about a minute after. Life is now. Start living. Thank you so much for being with me. I would be privileged if you could give reviews about my talk. Thank you so much. So Vijay, I think now you should put Upasana across. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yes, Vijay.
yeah, ma'am. She'll
Yeah, can
join
you
us.
put Upasana across now?
Yes, 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 ma'am. Sure, sure.
Sure. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you, friends, for listening to me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Hello, Jyoti ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, you are here? Ah. Actually, Upasana ma'am is just going to join. Till that time, if somebody wants to discuss something with you, is it possible?
Sorry, come again, Vijay. क्या कह रहे हो आप?
If somebody want to talk to you, is it possible?
Sure. Why
Ma'am
not?
will join. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can ask.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Anybody?
If anybody want to share something, they can share.
Yes. If you want to talk to me about something, or you're looking for some solutions, I can give in the best of my knowledge. I think everybody is looking for happiness inside, so that's okay. You can put Upasana across, Vijay.
Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes. A very good afternoon to all of you. Hello. Yes. This is Upasana Sharma from CDIC Mohali. I hope everybody knows the topic. Why I'm not able to hear their voice. बोल नहीं रहे. Okay. So the today's session is how to deal with difficult co-workers. So today's learning objects I'll just share you with you. That will be how to work with difficult co-workers. I will in that I will just share the identify the behavior of difficult bosses and difficult co-workers that we came across, and what is the proactive approach to able to work with a difficult boss or the co-worker, like how we can have a proactive approaches to reduce that factor, and explain when it is a time to move on. Excuse me, I want to be interactive. सारे बोल सकें.
हाँ, वो एक बार आप उनको बोलो, वो बोलेंगे.
Hello. I want everyone to be participated in this event.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah. So please respond so that I just came to know everybody is listening, at least not sleeping. I just try that nobody
ma'am.
sleeps in between.
No, ma'am.
मेरी पीपीटी कहाँ गई मेरी?
पीपीटी हम जो आपने थोड़ा सा वही आपने बंद कर दिया पीपीटी.
हाँ.
ये चल रहा है आपका स्क्रीन चल रहा है. आप जो भी बोल रहे हो सब चल रहा है. पीपीटी ब्लॉक में आपको कहीं हाथ नहीं मारना. इसको ओपन करो बस.
Oh. So I suppose most of you have a Monday's blues when you just go to office. You can just let me know how many. Just say yes or no. That's it. Hello.
I couldn't
Am I
get the
audible?
question, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
I'm saying that how. Yeah, I'm saying ki how many of you have the Monday's blues ki you don't want to go to office on Mondays and feel like you should get a off today also Monday.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So if you find yourself in a situation, yes. So if you found yourself in a position that it's impossible to work with your boss or with your some colleague, then it's time to take action and improve your relationship with that. I just give you the tips and strategies for the same so that your life can be smooth. So I just want to ask few questions from you just to get to know the how much knowledge you have about the subject. So the question is, which of the following is not a sign of a difficult boss? I'll repeat. इनमें से कौन सा साइन नहीं है डिफिकल्ट बॉस का? ऑप्शन ए इज प्लेइंग फेवरेट्स, ऑप्शन बी इज गिविंग अ लिटिल ट्रेनिंग and ask you to work on weekends, third option, and the fourth option is do not appreciate your work. Can I have the answers?
Do not appreciate your work.
Okay. I just repeat the question again. It's what of the following is not a sign of a difficult boss? It's not a sign of a difficult boss. Any other answers? Yes,
Chat
please.
window. Give on the chat window.
Okay. Anyone else?
Working on weekends.
Working on weekends. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to answer? Anita Pawar, Anirudh Agarwal, Aditi Raj. Anyone?
Not option D.
Option D, does not appreciate your work.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, fine. And now I'll just move on to next question. The next question is, which would be an acceptable method of reaction when dealing with a verbal abusive boss? We all know, like in India only, we normally our bosses got abusive when we are talking. So which method is not which method is acceptable for the reaction? Number one is give some of his or her own medicines, yell back, do nothing, just take the abuse. And the third one is call the police. Normally, this doesn't happen in India. You can do that if you're living abroad. Discuss with the human resource. I'm looking forward for the answers, please. Both. Discuss with the human resource.
Fourth one.
Yes. Anyone else?
Fourth
But
Yeah.
option.
many times
Okay.
we need to just listen to him.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't
Okay.
have any
I'll answer
alternative.
the.
Because
Okay.
in private, you know that what is the situation in the private. We just listen to
Okay.
him.
Okay.
That's it. And we have
It should not be that.
yes, and again we have that one thing with us that he is always right though he may wrong.
Okay. Yeah. This is a well-known proverb used for bosses.
Yes.
Anyone? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Thank you.
Okay. I'll answer the three questions I'm asking now at the end of this session. So I'm just looking out for the answers right now. That's it. I'll answer and explain to them why this answer is the answer. And the third question is, when is the time to move on and give your notice? I mean, enough is enough. You should be there. Key enough is enough. I'll not tolerate anything more. When that time should be. The options are: if it is within the first month of work, despite your complaints, your boss still treats you unfairly. You have complained to your boss, but still that boss treats you unfairly. Only after you have worked there for a year, or after the boss apologizes. Though that never happens in India, but still, I'm looking out for the answers now.
Option B.
Option B: despite your complaints, your boss still treats you unfairly. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yes, B option
Two
only.
option.
Yeah, B option.
Okay, B option only. Yeah, I've got the answers. Everyone is saying B option. Okay, fine. So I just got a fair idea, like your understanding about the topic. Now you can share me what are
Not able to hear voice.
okay. Anyone else?
Your voice is not audible.
Anyone? My voice is not audible.
Your voice is not audible. Yeah.
No,
Meanwhile, your voice is breaking, madam.
Now it is clear. Can you repeat this question?
Okay. Anyone else? Like, what are your expectations from the session, so that I can include their topics or these points while I was delivering the lecture? Just one more. Anyone? Okay, fine. So I'll move on. So what is your definition of a difficult boss? Anyone would like to answer, or should I start?
Yes, no prediction from other the expression after asking leave.
Okay. Yeah, that is okay. That is a good one. Anyone else?
Yeah, can you please repeat the question?
Assigning some useless work without thinking.
Okay. Yeah, there's some work are like they are not value addition. You are doing something.
Yeah, they are not value. Yeah, they are not value addition, and they are not like they are not meant for us to do those work. They are not related with the things that we are doing. Such kind of work
Okay.
sometimes. That is very irritating.
Okay. That is very
And always
irritating. So,
expected before time completion of work.
okay.
We are always expecting within 1 hour you should complete. Within 2 hours you should complete. It's really
Okay,
difficult.
but okay, sometimes that requires 4 to 5 hours, but still their bosses ask you to complete within a 1 year. Am I right?
Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any
Anyone?
work
मी एक ना एक
Any?
व्हेरीफाय
and
करायला
no work
लागतो
from
फक्त
home
वर्कशॉप
is there
संपलं
is
की
no
वर्कशॉप
time limit.
तुमच्या टप्प्यात बरं उद्या सकाळी केलं चालतंय का करून घेतो सगळं आता ते सेशन पण सुरू होतंय सर TCS चं.
Hello,
Hello.
anyone else?
Yes, and
Anyone
now
else like to answer?
all are from work from home. All are working
Okay.
from home. So there is no limit for, even if it is offline, so that time limit was there. But now there is no
Yeah.
any limit. Anytime, anyone expecting us. It's really difficult.
Okay. It's very
As compared
difficult.
to
Okay.
any European country, they will assign
Yes.
specific hours for work.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. They specify the particular time that we have to log in on that time, and we can log out after the working hours.
अरे मला part
Yeah, it should be there.
So such
Anyone
kind of
else?
system will be there in our India at least.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Then let me start. Difficult bosses means that a person who increases. I'm talking about the here bosses and co-workers simultaneously. So that person cannot be your boss, that can be your co-worker also. That increases your workplace stress, that give you stress. That is a difficult boss to handle. Or that impacts your dignity. As an employee, you should have your dignity. That person should not cross that dignity beyond that line. That person is called as a difficult boss. And that mistrusts employees, break promises, that one has promised ki once you do this work or that work, after that you will get the increment. That is a difficult boss, that you have worked for that but still you didn't get your increment on time. The person who doesn't communicate well. Excuse me, can everyone please mute the mute? Can you mute so that only when you are engaged you can speak? Yeah, thank you very much. And the one who threatens you for the punishment, that is a difficult boss, or that is very common in India, especially playing favorites. You work but you are not favorite of your boss, that's why you are not being given that increment. The person who micromanages everything, you can he can delegate you properly, you have full capability to do that, but still that person micromanages everything and don't provide you adequate training or don't give you such credit for such things and don't recognize the employee accomplishments. That is a difficult boss. I suppose now everyone is clear with the definition of a difficult boss or a co-worker. You can message me if your phones are on mute. Okay. Thank you. So I'll move ahead. As you can see in the slide, it's how to work with a difficult co-worker. We all experience pressures or deadlines, as everyone have their priorities. But the thing is key, in order to be productive, when we respond to somebody, we should be responsive and we should be empathetic. For example, if someone is talking to me and I'm looking here and there, that gives a very bad impression. You should look into the eyes of that person and actively respond to that person. Like if you can't share the burden or the pressure of that person, you should be empathize that person also in our communications. That is very important right now. Nowadays, if we move around, nobody shares our in earlier times everyone used to share their problems or anything else. Our half problem is solved when we share that. We know in today's world nobody is worried about or cared about anything, but still we should start that practice. We should be responsive and empathetic in our communication. We should put the shoe in the other person's shoe also. Now the next is building a positive work relationship. You should uh, create a positive work relation with your boss and personalized relationship with at least few people in your office. I hope in India that is very common. Can you please answer me? How many of you have a good bundle of friends in your offices? You can say yes or no.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that is very important for your life also. For a smooth life, you should have a good bundle of friends with whom you can share or you can uh, chat with. Now, when we are talking about the to handle the pressure and to have a positive workplace relationship, that is, I'm telling about the friends, your co-workers. For the boss, you should communicate well. If you had any fight or you think your boss is not responding that way, you should connect with your boss and you should convey that this is the thing I didn't feel good about it. At least you should convey that this is not acceptable to me, anything. You should convey and connect with them and convince them too. You should try to convince them. Some bosses are very hard to convince them, so you should have a eye contact and convince them that I was right, you are in that situation, that why you responded like that. Or you want ki uh, sometimes it's like ki we can work for few days, but sometimes we need to have a personal life also, that you can't. You should set that borderline also and clearly said, okay, this is my borderline. And second thing, if you think that bosses are not clearly uh, justifying the things, you should get into the written records also. Like, if somebody is assigning you the work verbally and it's nowhere your name is there, it should be, everything should be documented, so that it has two advantages. One, you have a document that you did your work on time, and secondly, if you will not skip anything, because everything is written down and noted down. You should revise every day that what work has been assigned and what is being left, so that you will not miss anything. I mean, you should keep a detailed written record of everything being assigned to you. And if any case, any harassment is there, that should also be get into the written records to human resources about your boss or any colleague have done that. If you are cursed or threatened or physically harassed, or you are being treated abusively, that also should be documented. You should not fear that, because nobody is allowed to play with your dignity. You should not uh, you should report that. And sometimes we feel like कि कुछ होगा तो है नहीं अगर हम report भी कर देंगे, but you should maintain that professionalism, that nobody can lose control and say anything to you. Now the second is building a learning and supportive environment. I just like to share my views on that. When I joined my first company, it's Gabriel, my boss told me one thing: Upasana, you should stay in this place until and unless you stop learning. I mean, you should be stick to one place until you are learning. When you think your learning is over at this place, you should move on. Money is a secondary thing. It will increase, it will go on increase. And if your salary is increasing, but you are not learning anything in that company, you are you are creating in a mud for yourself. You should move on when you stop learning at any place. How many of you agree with me on this?
Ma'am, I totally agree with this, because this actually we struck somewhere where we are not actually getting, or we are not getting anything new to learn. So
Yes.
I think we will not be able to proceed, or we will not be able to progress further. So we should
Yes.
immediately think of some other option in that case, if something like this is happening.
Yes. And once you stop learning somewhere, after few years, you will have a comfortable life, but still, but at the end of the day, after 2-3 years, you will end up nowhere. You need not to marry that company, na, that you can't change that. That is the option open for you. You can change any time. So you should connect with your boss, but once your learning is not there, you should move on also. I just give you a very example, a typical lady example I'll give you. For example, you are having a good conversation with your mother-in-law, and you are late you need to work late at night sometimes. So you will call your mother-in-law like, Mama, I will be late. So can you prepare the dinner for everyone? Your mother will say, okay. But in case you doesn't have that rapport, or you doesn't communicate well with your mother-in-law, she will go and ask your husband. She is not taking care of family well, but you did your every bit for your family. You are working. Why? Because you should give a, you are thinking of that you give a comfortable and a good life or a good education to your family, only to your kids. But still that lady will not be convinced. So your boss is also like that. You need to communicate well. You need to build that rapport. If you are working so hard and still you are not able to build that rapport, then also you should leave. Should I move ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. The next one is keep everyone motivated. So everyone have their intrinsic motivation or in extrinsic motivations. Somebody is motivated with the money, some is not motivated with the money, but that person will be motivated once the hard challenges being thrown and he is being doing well in his job. His bosses assign him new work every day, and he enjoys that also. The money is secondary for that person. So everyone, have you all heard of Maslow's theory? Anyone? Anyone from management background? Anyone? I don't think so. There is anyone from a management background. So I'll just give you the brief. That is key. Once you have that, we have the basic needs. That is your thirst and your hungry. That is the basic need that you need, and shelter. Three things. After that, when you achieve that, you required your money, fame. Once you achieve that, I mean, we are the like the people in 30s or 40s who have just started working. They want they should have a lot of money. They should be a lot of fame. But after that, once you achieve that, then there is actual self realization. Then these things doesn't matter to you. Your the work you do, that matters to you. Anyone else want to ask anything, or they have any query? They land up in a situation and they want that to be questioned here. Any queries? Anyone? Anyone?
Hello, I'm audible, madam?
Hello? Yes, I'm
Hello.
audible.
Yes,
Hello?
yes.
Yes.
Uh, uh, Before just few minutes, you said that we should have a good eye contact with the while we are communicating. If our boss is not maintaining the good eye contact with us, if I'm communicating with him, and if he's wandering here and there, means if he is not able to maintain me the eye contact with me, then what to do? Hello.
Hello. Just give me 1 minute. Actually, I think ma'am is disconnected. She will
Okay.
go to
Okay. Okay.
Give me 1 minute.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Yes. Yes. So I'll start. Anyone wants to ask any questions? Any situation they want to share, like how to come out of that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, please.
Before just few minutes, you told that while communicating, eye contact is the most important thing. But
Yes.
sometimes it happens with me and my colleague that our boss is not able to maintain with the eye contact with us. Whenever we are talking with him, we are sharing some things related to the or whatever the work is going on. Many times he's not means he is not able to maintain the eye contact. That means he's ignoring what we are talking.
Yes.
And same message whenever they coming from the higher authority, which is the higher authority of my boss. And then at that time, he
Okay.
is taking it seriously. Then how to handle this situation? The same things we are telling, he is not able to understand at that time. That means he is ignoring at that time. And after 1 or 2 days, some message is coming from the higher authority, means which the higher authority is boss of my boss. Then at that time, he is taking seriously. So how to handle this situation?
Yeah. But when he's not able to, I mean, he's not able to make you understand the thing, or he's not able to do the eye contact.
No, he is not
Means
able to understand the things. It is happening with me as well as many of my colleagues.
okay. So I think that is depends from person to person. You need to do some R&D, because why he's not been taking interest in that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah, because every person is different. Somebody are not they'll not share the things up, and he must be having some demotivation or something like that. Only the people who have low self esteem, or they don't feel confident, they will never have a eye contact. If we study about body language, the person who is lying, that also doesn't make any eye contact.
Yes, 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 ma'am. Yes,
Yes.
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 Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question? Anyone else? Okay, so uh, now I'll give the answer of the questions that I started in the starting of the my presentation. The first question is, which of the following is not a sign of a difficult boss? The options I have given was: plays favorite, gives a little training, asks you to work on weekends, and does not appreciate work. The answer is asking you to work on weekends by itself and does not mean that the boss is the difficult one. If your bosses ask you to work on weekends, that doesn't mean that boss is a difficult. That projects or that work requires that much of work that you should be working on weekends. Okay, any query on that question? The next is, which would be a acceptable method for reaction when dealing with a verbal abusive boss? The option I had given was, hello, yes,
Your screen is not,
hello, yes,
your screen is not visible.
okay. Let me check. और ये मैंने इसमें नहीं बनाया हुआ पीपीटी में. Hello. Now is it can be seen, but the questions I have not written in that PPT. So you need to just hear me. Now I repeat the question, which would be a acceptable method of reaction when dealing with a verbal or abusive boss? The first was, give some of his or her own medicines or yell back. Do nothing and just take the abuse. Call the police, discuss with the human resource. The answer to this is, keep a record of things that were said and discuss with the human resource. Once your boss use any abusive or verbal words, just be specific and record that things in somewhere and discuss with your HR person. That most of the people have given this answer. The next question is, when it is time to move on or give your notice. If it is within the first month of the work, despite your complaints, your boss still treats you unfairly, or only after you have worked for there for a year, after the boss apologizes. So the answer is, if the things continue even after you have documented the occurrence and discussed with your HR person, it may be the time to find a better workplace or work environment elsewhere. That is the time that you should decide that it's the time to leave. So any other questions? Any situations anyone want to share? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Any queries anyone want to ask? So, okay. In the end, I'll just now wrap up now. I'll tell you the simple technique that you will remember. When you're dealing with your bosses, remember 3 C's. That is, you should first you connect with your boss. That is very much important. Like the example I've told you earlier also, you need to connect with your mother-in-law if you want to work peacefully. And the second is uh, convey. You should convey how you feel, and you should convey like, for example, the in the starting of the session, somebody asked me like, for a 4 hours work, we are being assigned only 1 hour. You should communicate with your boss like, I'll do it, but the quality will not be that much that you are expecting. You should clarify what quality you are expecting out of my work. That will not be given in 1 hour times. It requires time to do that. Third thing is convince. If still your bosses is not conveyed once you have said it, you should try to convince your boss also, because some people are hard to convince. You should uh, speak up very clearly to make them understand. So I hope this will help you all. ये क्या हुआ? मेरी स्क्रीन ही नहीं आ रही।
Hello. 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 Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think madam is again disconnected. Wait for 1 minute.
Hello. Now everyone can hear me.
Yes, madam.
Yes, that's all for the day. Anyone wants to ask any questions? Okay. Thank you. That's it for the day. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.